Hey guys, welcome to my first honest review where I'll be giving the simplest to the most controversial things in Minecraft, very unbiased and honest reviews. Wood, this will be our first block we will review, and it makes sense to start first. Though many will say that this is a very boring topic to talk about, I disagree. Wood has had its conflicts over the years, being starred in real life trillions of times only to be taken down and stripped from its rightful place. But wood has definitely been here to show why it should stay. Mojang can take out the beloved log out of the game tomorrow, but they won't, because this would start a war within the great depths of the wood underlords. Wood has definitely cemented its importance in the game since its first appearance in the very early versions of Minecraft, only to find even more ways to be useful as the game progressed. Our first step in this review would be to take a look back, all the way to 0.0, when wood first colonized the land of the Minecraft overworld. As you can see, it's plain boring with not very much you can do besides placing and breaking blocks, but this still shows how dominant wood is by being one of the first blocks in the game, though still not that useful yet. Now let's skip to the present. Wood has gone through many battles, the most notable being the Great War of the Logs and Dogs in the 1980s. The conflict starting from the dogs craving and attacking wood for its delectable bark. The conflict lasted 2 years, and unsurprisingly, the logs were victorious. This confrontation being the reason wolves are the only form of dogs that they were able to establish into the game. With wood being so superior, it quickly rose to the upper ranks of Minecraft blocks, spreading into the nether, even winning the title of most useful block in the game, and eventually overtaking cobblestone. With that said, wood gained the power to create the most powerful block in the game, that block being a single log. A single piece of wood can create a table with the ability to craft anything you would want. Wood has drawn the short stick in recent years, with people underappreciating and in many instances not batting an eye to the applicable log. Without the crafting table, we wouldn't have nearly as much as we do. Redstone contraptions, awesome builds, your fancy tools, and of course, doors. Who doesn't love doors? They are the foundation of small enclosures that allow you to enter in and out of a walled capsule. Anyways, I'm getting off track, but it's easy to see why the log is so overlooked. So that's why I'm here to change every speck of opinion in your soul. Now that we inspected the crafting table for a bit, wood seems like an easy 10 out of 10. But I want to focus on wood itself, because when you think about it, without wood, nothing in the game would be possible. So let's just center our attention to specifically what wood is and what it can do. So wood has a lot of variation and flexibility, with the great ability to spawn in 47 of the 53 biomes in the overworld, involving 9 different species of wood, with 2 of them never making an appearance on the surface of Earth, making them Minecraft exclusive. Those 2 variances being the crimson and warped wood. Each type of these logs have very many uses when it comes to how they can be utilized for builds, my personal favorite being a warped, but my opinion doesn't matter in this review. There's just something about the log that sets it apart from any other block in the game. The barky texture, dark strips, the iconic swirl inside the log. All of these things give wood the uniqueness that makes it stand out. Even after all of that, logs have 3 variations: normal, strip, and a hyphae for both of these, that being the bark shown on all 6 sides of the block. But I'd like to compare wood to something to show you just how great it truly is. A block like... Okay, so now let's compare wood to stone. Stone has a very monotonous range of colors, each gray being barely different from each other. Wood, on the other hand, no matter which type, each one has something unique to them and makes it a lot more appealing than stone, each pixel making the block look that much more fascinating. There are many blocks out there that are way more interesting than a log, but the fact is, wood is the most consistent when it comes to the quality of each and every block, and I find that very respectable. That's something many blocks in Minecraft try to achieve and can never pull off, and I can see why. Durability. Wood has been known for its durability, famed for its fortitude against explosions, though it has its weaknesses, the most notorious being Steve's fist. He's able to break down an entire trunk with his bare hand, but that's just because of his abnormal strength. With the many times wood has been seen in real life, the only thing that could take down the log are heavy machines that took centuries for humanity to cultivate. It's an easy misconception, but that's why I'm here. But I'm not done with all the weaknesses. A single flame, a single flick of the flint to the steel can cause an entire forest to burn down to the ground, which is really demoralizing to you wood enjoyers out there. Even with that said, wood still shows its resilience again and again, with the only thing to break a log efficiently being an axe. So stay up, you woodgoers, as I still have so much more to talk about. Let's talk about building. Wood is one of the best blocks for building, granting the player with many creative ways to articulate whatever they wish to build. The many different types of logs help with gradients, making builds look more stable, adding a lot more color at times, but I would like to look at some specific builds and explain why wood is so important. This is an image of your average everyday villager house. Seems dull, the inhabitants look quite sad as well. They're probably wishing they had wood. But now if we turn on color to show the actual wood, you can see there's a basic outline along with the roof itself being made of wood. With that, this boring old house now looks just a bit more interesting. The added logs complement the gray cobblestone to create a super iconic build. This basic house coherently created the most used block palette in the game of cobblestone, planks, and regular old logs. But even then, looking at much bigger builds, you can see that there is wood in every single one of these because it's a foundation that helps shape a structure into something that is worth looking at. If there were no logs on this build, I doubt I'd ever look at it again because wood has always been that missing piece that just makes a construction of formulated blocks look off. But there's something I would like to show you. Build the Earth, a project led by Pippin FTS, whose goal is to recreate planet Earth in Minecraft on a 1:1 ratio scale. Pretty cool stuff, and undoubtedly the biggest project in Minecraft thus far to be proclaimed. So let's pull up a few random images of this project and play some I Spy. As you can see, each and every one of these images, no matter where, has at least one log hidden throughout. Though they feel small, it helps create the overall feeling of the building you wouldn't get if the wood was absent. Its ability to fit into any build seamlessly is something not a lot of blocks can achieve. Finally, onto the final segment of this review, where I would like to talk about the best top 3 moments of wood. First on the list, we have the famous "What if wood became air?" A renowned question that swept the internet. Though it only lasted for a little time, wood was able to stamp its footprints into internet's history books. Number 2 moment now being the astounding opportunity that was given when asked to be the important role for the hit song released in 2013 by Element Animation. And you've probably heard of it. It's 500 chunks, making a great cameo as a stack of wood that, frankly, skyrocketed wood to the fame that it attains today. This one in a lifetime chance got wood's name out there, quickly tripling the numbers of wood underlords found throughout the land. Wood enjoying was no longer something to be looked down upon. Still wasn't at its peak. Wood still had room to grow, and that's where the number 1 moment comes in. The great Mr. Beast saw wood and knew how much potential it had and pushed wood all the way up to what we know today. Mr. Beast Team Trees single-handedly added trees to Minecraft, making wood even more important than it already was. Even when it came to the generation within the world, wood has now become a necessity, and it wouldn't have been without Mr. Beast being a wood enjoyer. I always knew he was one of us, but I can't be biased, though I hope this still shows you how great the wood block is. Before we end off our first review, let me ask you one thing. What is the very first thing you do when you join a Minecraft world? I'll give you a hint. Take a look at Mojang's official guide on how to beat Minecraft. That's right, you go find a tree and gather some wood. I'm totally not overlooking the fact that it says you have to build a dirt tower first, but who's counting? Alright, that was pretty cool, but we gotta give this thing a rating. So I looked it over with my team of 1 and we decided to give it a rating of 10. Thanks for watching, bye now.